who is Venita Benitez? Well, I consider myself a person that heard a calling, and I decided to pick up my cross and walk with it. I learned about human trafficking and felt the need that we had a divine purpose to end modern day slavery. So that's what I'm doing. That's who I am. And since a child, we were growing up, I pretty much grew up knowing the understanding that we descended from Henry and John. So Dr. Hamilton, who was a cousin of mine, in 1985 decided to do the research, document it, and put it in a magazine. So I had the opportunity recently in 2006 to link my mother, myself, and my 3 sons. And that's how I found out that we are related to, or we descend from the royal family of England. But we're dated all the way back to biblical times. I mean, he was able to not only link us there, but it's a continuation all the way to possibly Solomon and David. It's hard to say that, but it's true. We pretty much grew up knowing through our great-grandmothers, we would have little conversations about, where we descend from. We're pretty much a close family from Virginia on my mother's side. And so we have always had the opportunity to listen to our grandparents tell us about where we descend from and who our grandparents were and how we arrived here. So I didn't think much of it growing up. It was like, oh, who cares? But as I got older and attended the Covenant Church, Pastor Mike Hayes and Kathy Hayes decided to do their genealogy, and when they came back one day and spoke to the congregation, they saw the importance of everyone seeking where they came from. And so I knew where I came from, so I was able to just go ahead and link 3 generations to what was already done by Dr. James Hamilton, my cousin. In 2006, I was able to contact family in England, the Wingfields, through the Wingfield Family Society, and I let them know how we were related and descended. And once they received that information, they invited me to England to attend the 400th anniversary of the King James Charter. And King James signed a charter in 1606 for the settlement of what we call now America. And so I went, and my sister and I attended it, and it was really nice, and got a chance to visit my grandfather's castle. In fact, I was actually there. We've been received as a family from the Wingfield Family Society graciously. They were happy to get to know us. They've taken pictures with us. I've been to not only England to visit with them, sat in my great-great-grandfather's castle with them, had the opportunity to visit Jamestown with them. Edward Maria Wingfield actually was the first president of the colony in 1606 and 1607. And they were recognizing that in Jamestown, Virginia, and the whole family had an opportunity to come from England and all over the world, and I was invited there too and attended. So I would say that we've been well received. Sadly, what inspired me to write the Queen of England was, twofold. Happy to for her to acknowledge that the 400th anniversary of the first Africans landing in 1619, and we're getting ready to commemorate the 400th anniversary in Hampton, Virginia in 2019, August. Sadly, though, I also put in the letter that we had to denounce a crest, the crest of John Hawkins. John Hawkins is the first slave trader from England, and he captured and kidnapped slaves and sold them. And on his coat of arms, everyone that has done something honorable, they give them a coat of arms, but there's a crest on top, and that is given when you have done something extremely well. And he decided that he wanted a African bound on his, which for his role in the captivity of Africans. And we still have the issue in modern day slavery. And so I wanted her to acknowledge it and to have it denounced. In Hampton, Virginia, the 400th anniversary is the landing of the first Africans on English American soil. They landed in 1619 in Hampton, Virginia, and we are commemorating in 2019 the 400th anniversary of their arrival. And that's what it's about, their arrival. And we want to give honor to all the contributions that Africans and Black America have made in America. I have received a response to my letter to the Queen from Buckingham Palace. Buckingham Palace response was that it was not Queen Elizabeth that knighted John Hawkins, but that it was the coat of arms, the College of Coat of Arms, that knighted him with that crest. I still believe that it was under Queen Elizabeth I's reign, so she basically knew about it. Well, in her letter, she actually, the Buckingham Palace actually said that they were unable or would not denounce. It's not something that they would do, is denounce anybody's coat of arms or crest. So I've already received this response. My hope would be that the people would realize the importance of denouncing it, and that just like I sent a letter to the Queen, I think if you have one drop of black blood in you, brown blood, or even a compassionate blood, you would take the initiative to write Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II and just simply say, Her Majesty, my name is blank, blank, blank. I believe that you should denounce the crest of John Hawkins. Sincerely, blank, blank, blank. Very simple, very easy. Should be a movement. Just like we're 400 years into this, we should send 400,000 letters to the Queen. I guess I can say that I have written the United Nations in reference to slavery, and they sent me this book here. And I believe it was in 2010 that I received it. And in it, and this is a recent book too, it says that the United Nations, there are close to 300 million slaves in the world today. An estimated, which is in addition, an estimated 246 million children between the ages of 5 and 18. So it has inspired me to not only write them, the United Nations, to write President Obama in reference to human trafficking and the ending of modern day slavery, which he sent me the proclamation. And it inspired me to write and go before Royce West, Senator Royce West, and speak to him about it and take it to the Texas State Senate. And resolution number 50 was birthed out of that, to recommit ourselves to bring awareness into the homes of it inspired me to speak to DFW Airport's Board of Directors, and for the first time ever put a meeting together with the Vice President and Chief Police, Alan Black, to put together an 8-hour course before any of their police officers graduate from their academy. They have to take this course of 8 hours of human trafficking awareness. So it has inspired me in many ways to write the Queen of England, to ask her to denounce something that it may have caused or is causing problems in our world today. What's next? I am looking at what is happening to young black women and girls that are being kidnapped right now in America. And I feel that we need to begin conversations. And so I am writing a book, talking to a publicist in reference to going around the country to see and how we can get some answers and where these girls are and what's happening to them, and if they're a part of the slave trade. I would honestly say to connect with me and to follow a journey, not necessarily my journey, because my journey is divine purpose, and so you would be following a divine purpose, and that is to end modern day slavery. And one way that you can connect is to write the Queen and ask her and let her know that you care about this crest, and please denounce it. It's just one letter and a stamp, and send it off Buckingham Palace. And I'm sure that there will be some type of visual out there, news reporting of this type of event, and therefore we will be able to bring awareness into the homes about the atrocity of human trafficking. We have an issue out there. We have kidnappings of children. We need to understand that this is a hate act and it's a crime, and we need to end it once and for all. My hope is that everyone will pay attention to what is going on, not only in America, but around the world, in reference to these young black women that over 75,000 are missing in present day. That's a lot. My hope is to make an impact